Welcome, and thank you for tuning into our program. The following presentation has no video and is intended to be listened to and enjoyed without the need to actually watch anything. So kick back and relax, or continue whatever you are doing and just enjoy listening to our story. It's such a beautiful day. How can I miss not going out to the woods on my day off? I can do some fishing and just sit and enjoy the quiet away from the city. The past couple of days, the news has been reporting that there's an escaped lunatic from one of the institutions that could be roaming around the local area. But I will take my chances. It's that time of year in late spring, when the weather is warm, there's no chance of rain or thunderstorms, and the bugs will not carry you away. I can do some camping. Just 2 days and a night. I want to go to an area that my grandpa and I used to go to. I walked into the woods, close to the area where the trail should be. The area has changed so much. It is grown in now with small trees and brush. It's hardly recognizable. I'm having a difficult time trying to find the old walking trail. It was such a well-worn path when Grandpa and I used to come here. They said that the escaped mental patient was only dangerous if provoked, and as far as they knew, was unarmed. But then a good rock or a stick could be used as a weapon. I cannot be sure that this is the trail. I'm going to follow the stream instead, since this non-existent trail that I'm on looks to be more of a deer trail than a walking path. I really want to get to the old picnic and fishing spot that Grandpa and I used to go to. There should be an old homestead not too far ahead. It would be coming up soon if I was able to use the old walking path. The old homestead was in pretty bad shape when I was here last time. But now the roof was almost ready to collapse. There are the remnants of an old flower garden. It also looks like there might have been a statue or something in the middle, but sadly, it is just a pile of broken stones now. The daffodils, hyacinths, crocuses, and the lilacs are in bloom. It is really pretty now, but must have been a showstopper back then. I peered into the old dilapidated house. The slate tiles of the roof scattered the ground around my feet. I looked inside the non-existent window on a wall that was leaning inward at an awkward angle. I had to lay down on the wall to see inside. It was too dark to see anything, so I rummaged through my sack and found a flashlight and got a better look. Something caught my eye. Oh, it was just broken plates and some blue and white enameled speckled pots and bowls. Grandpa said the owners died of TB or the flu back in the 1900s, but wasn't sure. It must have been a nice house and farmstead. It was not a big house, just 2 stories with green wood shingles and boards. If you were to be sitting in the house back then and had the window open, the sound of the stream must have been so enjoyable and relaxing after working all day. I followed the stream to where Grandpa and I used to go, but I ran into a problem. Well, I won't be able to go there. The beavers have been busy. They blocked off part of the stream and have now flooded the woods and the walking path. Well, gosh darn it. I guess I can camp here by the house. I sat my sack and gear down. I wanted to see how badly flooded the area really is, and if there was any way around it. The large elms and the maples were dead now. It's a large beaver pond. It is not what I want to see, but it is very pretty. The migrating ducks have made it their summer home, and the brown cattail stalks were at the water's edge. I went back to my equipment and sat on the ground next to it. I took a drink from my canteen and grabbed out a squashed sandwich. I noticed someone walking out of the woods towards me from the direction that I had come from to get here to the old homestead. "Hello," they said. "Hello," I replied. They were not wearing institutional green or white. They were wearing blue jeans and a denim jacket. They were carrying a small backpack. They asked if I was going to be camping here. I told them I wanted to camp further upstream, but the beavers had dammed up the stream and flooded the woods, so I cannot camp where I really wanted to go. There is no big stream anymore. Everything has changed so much. They told me there is no big stream anymore. There's just a small stream now. It's just what water leaks out of the dam, but it's still too deep to cross without really getting wet. It's been like that for a few years now. There are small fish in the beaver pond. I've always wondered how the fish got in there. Maybe I will stop in and see you when I'm done fishing, if you're still here." I said to them that would be fine, and off they went. I used some of the old slate roofing tiles to make a fire pit, but I didn't light a fire. I was not expecting to be camping here, so it is not the same, and I am really disappointed. It feels like I am intruding and just camping in someone's yard. It would be dark by the time I got halfway out of the woods, not knowing the woods anymore and not having a good walking path. It would be a bad idea to leave, so I guess I'm here for the night. I went off into the woods to grab some firewood. I suppose I could have used the old wood shingles from the house, but for some reason, I felt that was rude. I found an old foundation. It was made of stone and in a rectangle close by, the old apple orchard, and the trees were all in bloom. I grabbed some dead branches from the apple trees for campfire wood. You could see where the old pasture was, or it could have been a field they worked. It was open, but it had small trees growing up in it now. The stones they pulled from the fields are now a property boundary wall of sorts. I took my wood back to my site, and everything was gone. The camping gear, the food, and even the fire pit was dismantled. I put the firewood down and listened. I was gone no more than 10 minutes, or maybe a bit longer, so I should be able to hear the person who took them going through the woods. I heard nothing but the frogs that were starting their evening chorus. Well, just do not panic. The weather is not cold, and it does not feel like rain. It is only a quick night's sleep, and you can make your way out in the morning. You have water and a lighter, and you had a sandwich not that long ago. I took a look around to see if I could find my stuff. I looked in the old house window. Maybe somebody just tossed them in there. No, they were not in there. I cannot see tracks in the overgrown grass. The spring grass has sprouted and is growing thick. It is that kind of grass that grows close to the ground and looks like hair. Maybe, if I look by the stream edge, I know it is easier walking there. Maybe whoever took my stuff went that way. All I see is my tracks. Could the person who said they were going fishing have taken my stuff? I sat on the stream bank and thought. It would be kind of late to be fishing and make it back to the road before it gets dark. Not unless there's an easier path somewhere. They did not walk up the stream like I did, but are there tracks along the stream edge towards the beaver dam? There were no tracks. But looking out at the beaver pond, it was pretty. The sun was starting to set in brilliant orange and yellows, the sky bouncing off the still pond, the frogs singing away. The sun had almost disappeared. Is that wood smoke I smell? Wood smoke and food? Burgers? No, it smells like hot dogs. Do I follow the smell? That is usually a bad idea, too. Look what happened to Hansel and Gretel. But I really wanted to see. I followed the smell of the smoke and the food cooking. It brought me to the apple orchard and a campfire. All my things and my tent were there. Someone had set up my tent and started a fire. At least it looked like my tent. There was a hot dog on a stick propped up on a stone over the fire, almost on the verge of being overcooked. There was a cup of hot chocolate and a blue and white enamel tin cup next to it on a piece of roofing slate. I know I had 2 hot dogs in my bag and some instant cocoa. I walked to my tent, gave it a shake, then looked inside. It looked like my stuff all laid out ready for sleeping. The person that said they were fishing must have been watching me this whole time. They must have done this. Do I eat the hot dog? It smells so good. Do I drink the hot chocolate? I went to take a drink from my canteen. It was almost empty. Where did they get the water for the hot chocolate? No, I should not eat it, but it smelled so good. Nobody would believe me if I told them this all happened. I think I'm going to go to my tent now, go to sleep, and walk out in the morning. I did go to my fishing spot, but didn't stop to fish. I crossed over the beaver dam to the other side of the stream and went straight to my car. I took plenty of photos while I was on this woodland adventure and went straight to the police department with them. I showed them on a map and gave them the GPS coordinates of where I was and where the old homestead is. I showed them on the map where the tent was set up in the apple orchard, across a wood line not too far from the house. I told the police I had said hello to this person by the old house and told them that I was going fishing. They were pleasant, friendly, but just acted really strange. The person was dressed in mismatched dirty clothes. 1 boot and 1 dress shoe. Nice dress pants, but an old jacket and a tie with a turtleneck pullover shirt. They must have grabbed the tent and clothes from the local campground or something. By the way the area looked, they must have been camping there for a while, but they said they had just arrived there. What really got me that they might be the person the police have been looking for. And they were eating an imaginary sandwich. I left the station and the police said they would go and check it out immediately. The next day the papers read, "Escaped mental patient found in the woods and returned to the hospital. Nobody was injured." See, that's what you get if you let the art department stay up too late, drink too much coffee, and decide they want to write a story. Oh, and that concludes our story titled Bad Idea, part of our Tales of Illusion series. Remember to leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section, subscribe, and share our channel with your friends. Give it a thumbs up if you wish, and tune in next Thursday for another exciting story from Radio Static Productions. This now ends our broadcast day.